Hello students, this is the continuing part of the previous video. Ideally, I do not want to go over 10 minutes on each video, so sometimes I have to split a section into several parts. We will be talking about the different way in which we collect data or variable for our statistical study. We call this the sampling method, and there are 5 of them. First is the simple random sampling method, which we shorten it as SRS. This method requires that every subject has equal chance of being selected for data collection and/or study. For example, suppose Los Rios had 29,357 students. To sample using SRS means that having 29,357 student names in a hat and draw out names randomly, or use computer to generate names randomly. The second method is stratified sampling. The population is broken into a group called strata by some factor. Then an SRS is drawn from each a sample size n. For example, suppose Los Rios had 29,357 students. They are identified as students of ALC, CLC, FLC, or SAC-CD. So the 4 colleges are strata. We use SRS to draw n, for example, 20 students, so n equal 20, number of students from each college. We will have a sample of 80 students. 20 times 4 equals 80 to work with. Please note that n, number of subjects from each of every group are subjects of the study. So here we use all groups. The third method is called cluster sampling. Now be careful that you may confuse the difference between cluster and stratified. So I suggest you pause and reread the stratified sampling again before starting this one. In cluster sampling, the population is broken into a group called cluster, and an SRS is drawn to select n number of clusters, and all subjects in those selected clusters are part of the study. For example, suppose Los Rios had 29,357 students attending 3,000 class sections that are offered this semester. We use SRS to draw n. Let's use n equal to 20 again. Class section, and every student in the selected section are subjects of the sample. Please note that every student in the selected section are subjects of the study. So here we use some group, but all subjects in those some group are part of the study. Please note the difference between stratified and cluster sampling method. In the systematic sampling, the populations are ordered in some manner, and the case subjects will be selected to be part of the sample. For example, Los Rios had 29,357 students across 4 colleges. Suppose we chose the district office as the location to submit a petition to graduate. We can select every 15 students that arrive to obtain data. The last of the method, which shouldn't even be mentioned or considered if you are a professional statistician being paid to conduct study, the convenient sampling. Like the term states, we are conveniently collecting the subjects of the study in whichever way easiest for us. Asking students who pass by, post a question online or Twitter, etc. The example for this sampling method is, suppose Los Rios had 29,357 students, and you want to know how well statistics students in Los Rios district do on the first test. You simply poll all the students in your statistics class. The thing is, The student in your class may not well represent statistic students across all 4 colleges in the district, since each campus has its own unique, diverse student population. The last thing I want to mention briefly is that data are collected in either experimentally or observationally. Like the term says, an experiment means we plan the study and collect data according to a set of pre-planned steps. On the other hand, observation means you observe or watch the action of the subject and record the information to form data. We will not go into detail of these in this video, but it is helpful to know some terminology associated with experiment and observation. Likewise, it is also helpful to define some terms associated with bias. Bias are situations or factors that may alter the true outcomes of the study on the basis of personal preferences of the one conducting the study or of the subjects of the study. We will briefly touch bias in this course to help us conduct a sound statistical study that contains the important elements that we'll cover in this section. This concludes our first chapter of the test. Next time, we'll be looking at how we organize data, mostly for visualization of the raw data. So see you then.